Hey guys, what's up? Thanks so much for stopping by. Today's video is really exciting because I have found some new favorite products. This brand was actually brought to my attention by several of you over on IG stories. I think I put up a poll talking about like what's one of your current favorite brands or current favorite products, and there were several suggestions for this brand. Plus I've seen several people that I follow myself talk about it, so I've been really eager to test it out. I have several makeup products here that I have on my face. I'll be demoing, doing mini reviews for. The brand is BEAUTYPIE. If it's new to you, welcome. I'm so excited to tell you all about it. Think of BEAUTYPIE almost as like the Costco of makeup, hair care, skin care, body care. Just recently I found out they also do like home gifts like diffusers and candles. I love me some candles. I'm excited to dive into those as well. But today we're just focusing on makeup. So with BEAUTYPIE, they offer lower prices if you opt for their membership program, or you could go in and just pay their typical price, which is what they estimate these luxury formulas to be priced at if you were to go shop at like a department store, just well-known retail store. But with BEAUTYPIE, they work with the labs directly, so they're cutting out the middleman. There's no need to spend money on like extravagant packaging, displays, advertisement, anything like that. It's just lab, BEAUTYPIE, you. So it comes at a lower cost if you opt for their membership. So they do an annual membership, which is $59. They also gave me a coupon code to share with you. It's just Dana sent me, that gives you $10 off. So thanks to BEAUTYPIE for kindly sponsoring this video and offering some amazing products. I'm so excited to share these with you guys. First off, I started with their All-in-Wonder Illuminating Primer. Now, if you're someone who's been with BEAUTYPIE for a while, one thing that I did want to mention is that this is the same formula that they originally had. I guess they just revamped the packaging. They do have a newer formula. I believe it's still All-in-Wonder, but it's their brightening primer. It looks like it has more of like a pink opalescent tone. This one comes in Nude Glow, and as you can see from the demo, it just leaves your skin with this amazing hydrated glowy base. Whenever you first apply it, it applies a little bit thicker and tackier, but then it kind of just melts in like any other primer. If you're more on the oily side, I still think you would like it because it doesn't leave any sort of greasy residue. Like it doesn't feel overly dewy on the face. It just leaves your face with that nice glow. So this is what I applied first. After that, oh, also let me go ahead and give you a few of the prices. I'll be sure to leave them on the screen. Something like this, if you were to shop at a department store, is probably around like $31 or $32. If you go in with their membership, you're able to get this at $7.78, which if you've been to the drugstore recently, I mean, that's probably about on par with drugstore prices or cheaper than some drugstore brands. So the membership is definitely the way to go. After that, I went in with their Super Luminous Under Eye Genius Corrector. This comes in light medium and medium deep. I actually went for medium deep because I noticed that sometimes I use concealers and correctors that are too light that almost enhance other shadows on my face. If I go in with a true peachy tone, that actually works to cancel out any sort of discoloration. BEAUTYPIE doesn't claim to dupe any sort of products anywhere on the site, anywhere in the brand. But if you're someone who's used a product like this before, it probably looks very similar to you. I have that product in my collection as well, and something that I want to mention is that I actually prefer this. If you're familiar with another very popular, well-known under eye corrector, you know that it's very emollient, very creamy, but sometimes it's almost too emollient to where it just stays a greasy mess on my under eyes. This is pretty similar, except it's less creasy than the other formula. So I've actually been reaching for this way more. Plus, I've just been getting better use of using something more peachy rather than really light and pink. When I use this, I do it right after my primer and before my foundation. And I just skip my concealer on these days, especially for just everyday makeup wear. Now, if you're someone that has intense dark circles, you'll probably still want to go in with a concealer on top of the corrector. But for me on a day-to-day basis, I find that I get enough brightness just using the corrector and then the foundation on top. This is their Everyday Great Skin foundation. I have mine in the shade 250 Weedy. Upon first application, I was like, oh, is this gonna be a little bit too yellow? But it actually blended in seamlessly. So a foundation like this with this sort of formula, it's probably around $40, but with the membership, you can get it for $11.13. What I mean about like the luxury formula is, if you didn't know, luxury makeup brands really hike up the price. You're paying for that like designer name, you're paying for the ingredients, you're paying for the packaging, you're paying for the advertisement, all of that. But like I said, with BEAUTYPIE, they cut out the middleman. Now, BEAUTYPIE says that they save with their packaging, but I actually really like the packaging. I don't think they like skipped out on the packaging by any means. It's just very sleek. BEAUTYPIE still tries to follow that same sort of luxury formula. They're gonna have similar active ingredients, they're gonna have the same high quality. So So it's not just like drugstore formulas poured into this and then sold at a drugstore price. Some of the claims of this foundation, it says it's a lightweight foundation infused with high-tech micro pearls for a melt-away feel and natural matte finish. It says medium to full coverage. I don't really find this to be full coverage. I would say you could build it up to a high medium coverage. I know sometimes when people read full coverage, they expect it to cover like freckles, tattoos, everything. It's not gonna do that. I did go in with 2 layers on my cheeks. That way you could see how it builds up. But if you're on the normal to dry side, don't be scared of the natural matte finish. It dries down to a really nice, like subtle satin finish. What I like to do though is mix in not even a full drop, I would say half a drop of their Pro Glow strobing drops. I have mine in Illuminati. So obviously you can do more than just mix this in with your foundation. I actually put in the tiniest bit right here on my shoulder and collarbone earlier, but I just like to mix in half a drop of this with the foundation, and it just leaves the prettiest, like natural, subtle glow behind. If you're gonna get anything from this video, please let it be their face palette. This is called their Glow All Super Powder Face Palette. I have been using this every single day since getting it. This product is made in Italy. It's just this phenomenal. It has some sort of patented, I think it's called like power powder technology, where it's supposed to be completely streak free. I swear there's some sort of blurring quality to these powders as well. I'm someone who typically never contours my nose, like never, ever, ever, because I'm just not good at it. I find that it always gets streaky or harsh. This bronzer, it is a matte bronzer. It just melts right into the skin. It looks very natural. It's what I used for my eyes today as well, just to create a very light wash of color. Something about it just looks very natural. I guess because it has this very subtle like satin sheen, it just looks like sun-kissed skin. The formula of these powders is something that I feel like everyone would love. The highlighter is so beautiful. You can keep it really soft like I have on today, or you could go in with a denser brush just to really pack it on, but it works great with their dual-ended brush. I love this side for both their powder blushes and their cream blushes. Typically with face palettes, they're hit or miss. I might love like half of the palette or 3/4 of the palette, but it's very rare that I love everything in the palette. This, I use every single product in here. For the blushes, I typically just go in like this and apply it, just because I think mixing the kind of like mauvey rosy pink with the peach just gives your skin this beautiful sun-kissed glow. Now, if you want to add even more pigment, I'm not wearing it today, but obviously in the demo I am. I really like to go in with a cream on top of this powder. This cream does not lift up the powder on your face at all. This is one of their super cheap blushes. I have mine in the shade Fresh Faced. I really like the formula of this. It's thin and creamy, but kind of has this like whipped texture at the same time. Once you press it into the skin, it just dries down. So even if you're oily, you don't have to worry about something being like sticky and tacky on your face. It just kind of melts right into the skin, almost like a very light stain. So this on top of the blushes is beautiful. One other thing that I wanted to mention, if you just happen to not really be crazy about highlighters or bronzers, you're still very interested in these blushes, they do sell these blushes as singles as well. The shades that come in here are Super Juju and Fever Pitch, which those were the 2 that I had my eyes on anyways, but there's a deeper shade, I can't think of the name right now, that I really want to get my hands on because I've been so blown away by the formula of these powders. They're just amazing. Oh, I do have one other powder product in here. This is their Quantum Bronzer. I have mine in the shade 8 Known Sunshine. It does come in 2 shades. This is actually a really great matte bronzer. The only thing is it does come with an overspray. I wish brands wouldn't do that. I'm not just saying BeautyPie, but any brand. While it's fun like the first 2 times, then it's gone and then you're just left with the original product. So I don't know, for me personally, I wish they would have skipped on the overspray, but I mean, it's no biggie. I actually prefer just how the bronzer looks on its own versus with a golden overspray. Then the very final product I have is their Future Lipstick Luxe Shine. I have mine in the shade Master Sweet. I wanted to go a little bit, oh, I had lipstick on the corner of my mouth. Why didn't anyone tell me? I love the formula of this. It's very balmy and hydrating on the lips. It feels nourishing. There's zero stickiness. It doesn't feel overly thick. It's almost just like a slick, balmy gel, but with great pigmentation. If you're not a glossy fan, they do have matte lipsticks as well, but I like a glossy lipstick. That way I don't have to go in with a gloss on top. It's just a one and done sort of product. And the scent, it's good. It's not one of those like cheesy birthday cake funfetti sort of smells. I know some people love those. Overly strong bakery scents just make me nauseous. This is just a very subtle, like mature vanilla. It smells really good, but more than anything, it's the formula that I love. It's just incredibly hydrating on the lips. So there are all the products that I've tested out so far. If there's any BEAUTYPIE products that you love, definitely leave your recommendations for me down below. Don't forget to check out the site and use the code Danna sent me just to save you some money. Again, thanks to BEAUTYPIE for sponsoring this video, and I hope you guys all have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.